Hello everyone, I'm Brian, and today I'm reacting to How to Quit Smoking Effortlessly, Sadhguru. So the reason why I chose this video is because quitting smoking, or quitting anything in general, should be all roughly the same. Smoking is very addictive, so if you can quit that, you can kind of quit everything else. I don't know what's harder to quit. Well, technically, if it's hard to quit, it must be addicting. So therefore, you know, if whatever Sadhguru has to say about this one should be able to apply to anything else, generally speaking. I don't know if there's anything that's an exception to it, but let's hear what Sadhguru has to say. For me, how to quit smoking effortlessly. I don't know. I'm not a physician. I don't know. I don't know if I'm addicted to anything. Would you know if you're addicted to something? I mean, obviously, if you can't quit something, and it's pretty obvious, smoking is a pretty easy one. But I don't know. You know, there are patches out there. There are the vape stuff, not the nicotine vape, but there's a thing that doesn't have any nicotine to it. It's not smoke or anything like that. It's just like a flavored air or something like that. But let's hear what Sadhguru has to say.
Namaskaram Sadhguru. There has been an increase in calls on smoker hotline from tobacco smokers trying to quit their habit. Despite their best intention, it is physically very difficult to quit because of their addiction to nicotine. Sadhguru, what are your recommendations for those people in this struggle?
Well, this is not me. The medical experts are saying that the virus, if you get it, smokers die first. That should be a cure.
It's weird though. Hold on, real quick on that. I watch a doctor on YouTube. This is, you know, interesting. I'm curious about everything, mostly everything, I guess you could say. I don't know if I'm curious about everything, but mostly a lot of stuff. He did say, like, why does it seem like people who have bad habits, like a smoker, who eats unhealthy or who smokes a lot, mostly smoking, they live forever. It just, and he says it just seems that way, just because when you see someone who smokes, you know, and they live forever, it's pretty outstanding. Or not forever, but you get what I'm saying.
I'm not trying to be cruel to you. I'm not somebody who is moralistic and say you should not smoke. I'm not even looking at it as a moral issue as some people look at it. It's just that doing something that's against your system is senseless. Another thing is, suppose you found some pleasure in that and you're doing it, it's okay, I leave it to you. But the biggest problem for me is that you become compulsive about simple things in life. That is a big problem for me. You smoking, that's not a big issue for me. You're doing something compulsively, this is a big issue, because you're throwing away the evolutionary benefits that this human being has, that he can do everything consciously. But you are choosing to compulsively do something, what you might have picked up as a fad or as a pleasure, as a simple pleasure in your life. You like tobacco, you like to smoke, I'm not coming in the way. All I'm saying is, don't throw away the evolutionary benefit, because this Mother Earth and nature has worked for 1,000,000 years to get you to this level of awareness, consciousness and intelligence, this size of brain. When people are using their brains today to see how to make a car that doesn't smoke, you still smoking, what is that? Once in a way you wanted to smoke because you enjoy that, I will leave that, I will not enter your personal life to that extent.
So what I got from a little bit earlier, I wanted to pause at the right spot, but I couldn't find it. It's the fact that smoking is fine, but do it consciously, meaning that do it because you want to enjoy it, not because you're addicted to it. I had a coworker who smoked cigars, and he doesn't. I don't think he smokes it all the time. He smokes when he wants to. I'm sure there's a little bit of addiction to it too. It's not like it's not like, it's like, oh, I can, quit anytime I want. Obviously, there is an addiction part to it, and when you start to crave it, you're going to want to smoke it. So maybe even in your mind, you might be thinking, oh, I want one now because I consciously want it. But in reality, there's a bit of an addiction to it that's saying, hey, I'm craving it now. I need to have one now. So just be mindful of that. So essentially, from what I'm hearing, is that your body may crave it, but you say, nah, I don't want one right now. Now is not the time. My body's saying I crave it, but I don't want to, so I don't do it. And then there's going to be a time where like, oh, this looks like a really nice spot to enjoy a cigar or a smoke. And you're like, this is the time where I will get that whatever pleasure to get from smoking cigars with the pleasure of the surrounding, whether they craved it or not. I think along those lines is what Sadhguru is talking about. Even though he's probably saying, don't smoke because it goes against your body regardless. But don't let your impulses, your cravings, control your body or your consciousness.
Well, it doesn't make sense, but everything need not make sense. It's okay. But you're compulsive. That, no. Because these millions of years of evolution is just going waste in you, going up in smoke. Literally. Now, should I give it up? Should I give it up? What is there to give up? See, if smoke was coming out of your ears, you should go for treatment, something burning inside. But you're taking it in and you're blowing it out. There is no treatment, you just have to make up your mind. You can only make up your mind because you've seen those Marlboro ads. Because you thought you're a real man only when you smoke. No, I'm not being gender prejudiced, women also can smoke, of course. Oh, what makes you think only men can smoke? No, you can also be stupid. Being stupid is not only a man's privilege, everybody has a right. Only thing is, stupidity takes on many forms of hurting various lives. But the most basic form of stupidity is that you choose to hurt this life. Though there is physical pain and many other things involved, still you choose to hurt this one. This is not happening by choice. You might have started by choice, but after some time it's just one big compulsion. I want to give it up, I want to give it up. Don't do all this. If you forcefully give it up, you will start doing some other crazy thing. This one…
Oops. So basically from that he's saying that you give up your smoking compulsion, and then because you forcefully gave it up, you're going to start up another compulsion to replace the one that you gave up forcefully.
Forcefully give it up, you will start doing some other crazy thing. This once happened. Shankaran Pillai one day was just leaving the office, and his office colleague, a young woman, asked him, "Can you please drop me home today?" He said yes, like a gentleman. He took her, he opened the door, everything. They were driving. When a lonely stretch of road came, he stopped, and suddenly he became like an octopus. That means he had 8 limbs. He was all over her. She pushed him away and said, "You fool, I got into your car thinking you're a decent fellow. What are you doing?" He said, I'm sorry, I quit smoking." So you don't do these things forcefully. If you understand, if you are beginning to understand that we are understanding that a bus which smokes heavily is not good, a car that smokes is not good, But in the evolution of an automobile, they are still in that place where they still have to smoke. Not all of them have become electric. In the evolution of an automobile, still smoke is all right. We are working towards a smokeless one, but still smoke is all right because the evolution of an automobile has still not reached that place where it's totally smokeless. But the evolution of this became very smokeless long time ago. It throws out carbon dioxide, this is its nature. But now you want to inhale carbon monoxide or whatever it is. Well, you just have to see, it's stupid. Once you see something is stupid, you don't have to give it up, it'll go. Right now, you're feeling little… You think it's very smart to do this, especially when you are 14, 15 years of age, when you smoked, you thought you're really doing some great thing. So whatever your age now, if you understand this is a stupid thing that you're doing, you don't have to give it up, it'll just fall off, because you don't like to be stupid, I know that.
Oh, okay. That's gonna pause it. So, I mean, obviously you are putting tar and stuff into your lungs. Depending on how often you smoke, you'll, generally speaking, die younger. Depending on how your body reacts to it. I mean, some people do live long, but they probably cut their years in, I won't say in half, definitely not half, but they cut some of their years off because of smoking. Or I was gonna say, or maybe they live a hard enough life, or a hard life that you know, they don't require all the pockets of whatever absorbs the oxygen from the air in your lungs, that they're still living relatively fine. But yeah, it's stupid because here's, you know, just saying it's stupid, it's kind of hard to say, okay, it's stupid, but why? Well, here's my reasoning. It's stupid because, one, it costs you a lot of money. I mean, over in the States, I think they increased the taxes on cigarettes a lot. Like, it's expensive. Two, you're getting a temporary benefit, like a temporary high, to satiate your addiction, but it comes at a cost of your body. So the reason why it's stupid, one, it costs a lot of money. It's not cheap. Two, you are sacrificing a portion of your body because you're clogging up with tar, or I think it's, I forgot what to call it. It's this type of it's something that's black. I remember seeing an example of, like, you know, smoker's lungs versus a normal lung, and it's this black substance. I can't remember if they call it. I don't think it's either tar or just burnt matter or whatever it may be. And just for a fix, a temporary fix, because obviously once you satiate that craving, it's going to come back. So you're not only you're spending more money, not only you're damaging your body, but, you know, it's just something very temporary. When you have another high, you could say, that maybe is free, that's gonna cost less money, maybe, or maybe even equal amount of money, is a benefit to your body, or no harm done to your body. At the very least, no harm done to your body. And, you know, it'll satiate a craving as well. Don't get me wrong, addictions are bad, but we can work towards a bad addiction to a good addiction. Excuse me, sorry. Bad addiction, good addiction, to hopefully work towards a no addiction, to where you just do things because you want to. Although I will say, maybe there's always going to be some type of addiction to it. For example, for me, I have a hobby. I want to buy everything from that hobby, but it's very expensive. But there's no technical harm to the body, and it is a craving that's like, I want this, I want this, I want this, but I can't afford it, so I don't buy it. I mean, I could afford it if I wanted to, but I can't afford it. Let me put it that way. So I don't buy it, even though I want to. So I have there is definitely an addiction to what I choose to do, but I have to put it into perspective to what I can afford. So it's managed. I know I want it, but I'm not buying it. I don't know. I mean, if you truly become enlightened, then perhaps there will be no addiction to your choices, which that is the whole point to it. But be realistic if you're not, that there's going to be some addiction to the choices that you make, generally speaking. I have to put that clause in there. So just be mindful of your limitations, your budget, your addictions, and what comes with it. That's all. And you know, I would say there's nothing necessarily wrong with smoking per se if you do it very infrequently, but again, it does cause harm to the body. And I don't know how bad cigars are. I'm not sure. I've heard people who smoke cigars, they don't do it frequently because it's so expensive too, that price kind of makes it to a point where it's like, can't afford it now. The time to enjoy the cigar is not quite right, even though I'm craving it, so I'll put it off. Anyways, that's my reaction to how to quit smoking effortlessly. So this technically applies to obviously more than, well, what Sadhguru said was very specific to smoking, and hopefully what I said kind of applies to a bit more general, so you can apply it to other things. Again, like I said about my hobby, I want to buy it, but I have to take into account what I can afford, my bills, my whatever else I have to account for in life, and not just buy the crap out of everything like a lot of the people who are in this hobby that I have. Oh my gosh, they just buy things and then they sell it for half what they paid for it, then buy more things with that and then sell that off, and then buy what they originally had in the very beginning back at full price again. I'm like, just keep it. And then you'll end up using it later again anyway, maybe. Anyways, that's my reaction to how to quit smoking effortlessly. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.